what does the Hare Krishna mantra do to our consciousness? We can go back to the paragraphs and or we remember from our discussions, we can please. What does it do to our consciousness? Does it spoil our consciousness or does it
cleanses and revives?
It revives our
consciousness.
Yeah. What is our original consciousness?
As servants of
our spiritual, right? Right now we are okay. Anyway, that's second question. Why is our consciousness adulterated now? What do we think wrongly in this consciousness? Why is this adulterated? TP was asking the question.
Because of association with
material. Since time immemorial, long time we are in contact with this material energy. The mind is going through many bodies. So because of this wrong adulterated consciousness, what do we think?
Yeah, the lords of all that.
We think
body and soul.
Yeah, we think we are the body. Although we say in the language we are not the body, but the consciousness, the Lord is helping us. He is giving that common sense. But still, like the mental hospital, we want to be like the body. Although in the emails we write we are not the body. In the emails, nobody writes that I am the body, right? Does any one of us write in the emails? What do we write in the emails? My body is good. We don't write myself is good. Myself we say. So the self is different from the body. So
how is your body doing?
Sorry?
You say, how are you doing? You say, how is your body doing?
Right. So we are different than the body. So what happens? Yeah.
In the email when we write, I'm doing good or how are you doing, we don't necessarily mean how is your body,
but when we say, when we represent, when we give the names, and when we try to mention about ourselves, what do we say? We say myself.
Yeah, it's
we
not.
We don't say my body. Do you say my body or myself?
No, myself means my body. That's what we mean.
No, self is different. When you say my body pains, see my hand pains, we say my hand pains. Right? Yeah. We say my leg pains, my head pains, my car pains, my body also pains. That means, so body belongs to you. So that's what we say. Body belongs to you.
I mean, another thing is, if you say I'm not feeling good, I mean, it means that, it doesn't mean that your body is not feeling good. It means that yourself, you're not feeling good.
But the devotees sometimes say, they clearly differentiate. The advanced devotees, they say, my body is not cooperating, but I want to do it. Yeah. What happens when we try to exploit material energy?
Just as the laws of nature.
Become more entangled in it.
When we are more entangled, it's like that. The one solution we want to give can give many problems. Like the communication, right? We want to bring one solution, but it comes with many problems. Package. The transportation we want to improve, but it comes with many problems. You're from London. Someone from London was saying that the time it took hundreds of years back to reach one place to other place in the horse or the horse cart, now also with all these roads and cars, it takes the same time.
What?
Traffic and everything. You have these crossroads, you don't have to pay so much tax those days. So that's how it is. How can we stop this great struggle over material energy?
By revival of our Krishna consciousness.
Okay, very nice. So we were discussing when you are not here, the only way to stop this struggle is, this is like a bad dream. So in the dream, sometimes even after you get up, you feel, oh, did it really happen to me? Sometimes we try to cross-check. The dream is so bad that somebody died in the family. I wish it's not true. I wish I was not imprisoned. So reviving means to coming out of this bad dream. I feel sometimes when we wake up, we feel so, my God, This is just a bad dream. In fact, when we go back to the spiritual world, even after going through many lifetimes, that is how we feel actually. When we compare to the spiritual time, these so many lifetimes that we go through, it's like nothing. It's like a dream.
Prabhupada also explains that in one of
Day
his
dream and a
purposes.
night dream. He says the day dream and a night dream.
He says all those lives that you have all those lives that have gone by are actually dreams. In your dreams you do so many things, but then in your next life you have like woken up to another consciousness, different and you forget everything.
Right.
Some people who remember have such strong impressions of that dream, that's why they remember, but not everyone. Like we also tend to remember sometimes a little bit, but not most of the dreams we forget.
Right.
So he had given a
And he also said that in the night we dream, we call it a dream. Even this living is like a dream. So explain the meaning of Mahamantra. Who would like to explain?
a child crying for his mother.
Literally the meaning is, oh Lord, engage me in your service. That's it. We are asking for a job. Not bad, right? We want a good job. A job that doesn't, give a pink tickets. A job that doesn't make us overwork, underpaid, thankless. Right? So this is what we want to ask the Lord. Lord, please give me a job. Please give me some service. That is what we are asking the Lord. Mahamantra means, please give me a job. It's nice because we are all looking for jobs. So this way we can easily relate. We want a good job, right? So that's what material spiritual life means. We don't want to do inaction. We want to do action, but the supreme action, the best action. We want the best job. We want to eat the best prasadam. We want to hear the best music. We want to have the best families. We want to have the best children. We want to have a pure mind, best intelligence. We don't want just data. We want jnanam. We want realized knowledge. We want savijnana. We want to good realized knowledge. So that is the.
Engage in your energy.
Engage me in your service.
Service, not energy.
Oh, energy of the Lord. I mean, we are praying to the higher energy of the Lord to please engage. So in the beginning, until we get purified, the energies of the Lord will deal with us. But when we get purified, the Lord personally will like to deal with us. What makes the living entity happy? Why does the Mahamantra make one happy? When we come in contact with the superior energy, we will become happy. When we come in contact with the inferior energy, it becomes very incompatible. Because Mahamantra is in fact, it's the only spiritual thing. The vibration, the sound vibration, is the only spiritual thing apart from the soul in this material world. Of course, anything connected to the Lord, the names, the forms, the qualities of the Lord, this is absolute. It is said in the spiritual world, it is relative, means it has a name and it has a form also. But in the spiritual world, absolute, the name and the form, same. When you say water, your thirst is fulfilled in the spiritual world. In the material world, the name is different, the substance is different. Similarly, when we chant, automatically we are taking the shelter of the Lord. Mahamantra. Now, why is it important for us to chant this Mahamantra?
To get away from material entanglement and then feed the soul with God consciousness.
Great. I was remembering one of my friends, he's asking, this is so powerful, this chanting. Even amongst most unfavorable situations, people are trying to force him to forget this. He's not able to forget it. So they're saying, this is something, what magic this has. He's saying, I don't have free will. I can't even forget it. I can't. You say there's no free will. So this process of chanting is so powerful that Even someone artificially forces us to forget. They can't, they fail. By medicine, by different means. They can't let us forget the spiritual. Yeah.
But Prabhu, there's one thing that during chanting, I feel like I'm struggling a lot. Because it's not easy to hold the mind back. Like 16 rounds of chanting, the mind tends to go like here and there. And so after the chanting, I feel good, fresh, but I still feel that I struggle a lot during chanting. So do you have any tips to improve that, like
No,
to help me in
actually-
that?
Yeah, actually,
It's getting hard to
Even
control
I have the
our
same
mind.
problem.
Yeah.
see,
It's a struggle every morning.
Yes.
see the way Acharyas have explained, right? This struggle. Every time when the mind goes away, when we pull back, you get 10 points. Every time you try to pull it back, you get 10 spiritual points. Just for pulling it back. Every time you do half pulling, you get 5 points. Okay? So you don't try to pull it, then 0 points. You try to enjoy the way the mind takes you here and there, minus points. So the point is, yes, it is natural. The mind, we're revolting against Maya. We chant the names. So the Maya's service is to keep us in her control. He promised, Lord, like, I will be your obedient servant. I'll put these guys under this control. Let them learn a lesson. So it doesn't let us escape so easily. Because everyone is trying to be a good devotee of the Lord. The Maya is a very obedient, good devotee of the Lord. It has to do its service. It doesn't let people go freely like this. So when Maya pulls us, she gets 10 points. And
Everyone is working under incentive.
everyone is working for the Lord. So the Lord is enjoying this. Like he knows one day we're going to go back. He cursed us eternally, you suffer, rascals. He didn't do that. This is just like a dream. The kids sometimes we make them cry. Today I was punishing my daughter for our good, telling her, it's the same thing. Sometimes the devout Lord throws up and catches like this, like we do our little children. So he's smiling at. So regarding Prabhu's question, we should always try to pull it back. It goes somewhere, we pull it back. We get. So the more times it goes, the more points we get. It's a competition. Then slowly the Maya will think, unless it's giving him more points, let me not trouble him. The more it interferes, so this is there's nothing wrong, because there's nothing to feel bad, because this is her kingdom.
So what is the tip to pull it back?
Pull back is to just hear the mantra. As long as we are hearing, right, that is good.
Is there any difference between chanting mantra outside loudly and inside the...
Yes, there is a difference. There is a difference. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they used to chant loudly on the streets.
Okay.
They promoted this. This has to be chanted. When we chant loudly, first of all, it will purify our existence, and there are so many living other people, our family members, they hear, they get the benefit. And even the other non-human living entities also get benefit. The trees get benefit by chanting, by hearing this mantra. This vibration, the sound vibration, this is a science. The vibrations this mantra create is so powerful. We want to show a video of how sound vibration is so powerful. It can break the toughest glass. You can't break the glass with anything. With the sound energy, we can break the glass. This whole universe is created by sound energy. Brahma's sound energy. Omkara, with that it created. And it is, it is destroyed with the sound energy also. Like this Big Bang theory, what they say, big sound came, they are assuming it, but it came from the sound. So these vibrations are very, very powerful to everyone. So loud is better. Yeah. That's why, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, Prabhupada, everyone start chanting on the street. So maybe after 6 months' time, when we become more knowledgeable in this process, We're hoping that we're also in Tampa, we'll go on the streets and chant.
Sometimes they do Harinam in downtown, I think.
Right.
Sometimes they do that.
Right.
So how are we supposed to feel? Is there an ultimate realization of how, if we really get to grips with mantra, how are we supposed to feel?
The Prabhuji's question is, let's say when we are chanting well, what are the signs that I'm progressing well? We become very grateful to whatever we have. We become humble. Humble means simply to realize how great the Lord is. The more we realize that God is so great, the more humble we become. Otherwise, we are arrogant. Due to this arrogance, we are getting into so much trouble. At work, at society, at family, with the children also. We're teaching bad things to children also. Because of our arrogance, they become arrogant too. And when we become old, we're in trouble. Because we're giving them all this. So everywhere, this helps. The moment we become humble, our 99% problems are solved in this world. Our relationship problems, so many problems are solved. So many problems. Mental problems. All these problems are solved the moment we become humble. And we don't realize that we want to be attractive to so many people, right? I mean, with the way we dress, the comb, hair, everything, the car, the house. But if we really think, how do I become attractive to the Lord? The Mahamantra makes us become attractive to the Lord because it gives us all good qualities. It makes us humble, it gives us a lot of patience, tolerance, compassionate. Then we become attracted to the Lord. Then we don't care whether somebody feels great about us or not, but we really so much pleasure because the Lord is liking us now, right? Let's say you're in a big team, and your manager likes you very well. He calls you every time in the cabin and tells you all good things. He gives you good rating. Sometimes other people are what they do, you don't care much, right? Although you feel compassionate about them, why these people are being envious? So like that.
When we
you can use the mic, you have it.
when we use the mala, I feel like our attention is kind of diverted in
The mala.
counting also. I mean, is there any significance that we have to do it with the mala, or is there a counting that why do we count?
Yeah, very nice question. Very nice question. See, in the beginning you may feel that until you get used to it, but once you get used to it, that will actually help us a lot. Just like the mind. In the beginning, the mind is our enemy, but slowly when we train it, it becomes our friend. Similarly, this now when we chant, what are we trying to do? We are trying to engage our sense of speech, in the sense of hear, right? And we also engage sense of touch by touching the mala. In the mala, we are engaging all the senses in the service of the Lord. All the Jnanendriyas, the Karmendriyas. So that is significance. And it is important, like we keep count of money, right? We keep count of a lot of things. So the Acharya say, let's keep count of the Lord's names. This is also very...
Like how many it's...
so that mala has 108 beats.
108.
108. So minimum 108 is suggested. But if we want to get initiated through a guru, in this Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, it is suggested we chant 16 rounds. 16 rounds every day. So that's where we came. And Prabhupada's Guruji said, somebody invites him to the honoring prasadam, for feeding him prasadam, I will only visit Lakpatis. Lakpati is not the people who have lakhs of money, who chant lakh names of Lord every day. That is his Lakpati.
64 into 108 into 16.
Why into 16?
That's what I understand.
This Hare Krishna has 16 syllables, right?
Oh, syllables.
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
But that, okay, once you say the mantra, that is one bead, right?
Yeah,
So
one
that
bead.
way 64 into 108 will be 64,000.
64,000 into